Aloha, everybody. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks, episode 150 on YouTube. I want to thank you guys for listening to these episodes on my podcast, Tiggy Maximus Talks, both on Spotify and YouTube. And just remember to subscribe, follow, tell your friends, and there is a small donation you can make towards the podcast. Just click on the link in the episode, and it will take you to a spot where you can make a small donation and donate whatever your heart feels like. So, thank you. Been to a lot of comedy this week. Went to this great show out in Hollywood at the Hollywood Roosevelt, and it's one of a kind. So, like, I've never seen a show like this before where you incorporate comedy, music, and burlesque. And so, in a way, it kind of does kind of fit the personality of one Rachel Sterling. So, you know, she's a good comic and good person. And, she can be kind of fun to be around, very interesting. Um, so she did a little bit of singing and started off the show with a number. And I think she wore like a black dress. Got the microphone, started singing. I think it was either it was like Santa Baby or Santa coming down the chimney tonight. So, a Christmas classic. And she has two dancers with her. One is the choreographer of the burlesque dance. It's Brittany Lee, and she is partnering with Sky Ivy. So the dancing was pretty good. I would say very much in sync, very choreographed. Of course, very visually appealing. So, and of course, after the show, they were very, very cool to talk to. I'm glad I got to meet Brittany and Sky. So Rachel's singing was alright. She was pretty much in tune with the song. And you can see that she's really enjoying herself. I can't imagine how nervous she was because this is probably one of the first ones of its kind at that venue to do this show. So she did do comedy though, and the comedy was alright, I would say. So her singing, I would say it was 8 out of 10. And then her comedy, 8 out of 10 as well. And then she handed off to the host. First time seeing her, Georgie Leah. I guess she was on the Britain's Got Talent, so she has some TV exposure. And she came out in like kind of in a very I guess you could say a very risque Santa outfit. So very beautiful. So it's gonna be like a good night of fun. And she did a great job of hosting, actually. She does have that kind of English accent too, so that's kind of cool. And she was really, really nice to talk to. Just kind of like gave the 411 as to how I met Rachel, why I'm so into comedy and stuff, and I have a podcast. So Georgie, I would say she was 8.5 for hosting. Um, uh, yeah, and the dancers Brittany and Sky, they were 9 out of 10 for their dancing, burlesque dancing. They had quite a few numbers throughout the show. Um, then we got Erica Rhodes. Um, I always like seeing her up there. She got a lot of laughs. Um, I could tell that her material kind of did pretty well with this crowd. I did have to step out for a little bit, but I came back. But she got quite a bit of laughs from the crowd. So, um, I would say she's 8.75. Um, we also had Kira Satanovich. I have seen her before. I have seen her probably twice now. I think I saw her at the Haha Comedy Club for the. I guess it was the. I guess you could say it was the Haha Comedy Festival. I think it was called Americana or something, but I don't know. Um, and she did pretty well, mostly crowd work, kind of pointing out the couples and anyone who sits by themselves. Um, so the crowd work was pretty funny. I would say she was 8.75. Um, we do have Mandy Martinez. First time seeing her. I don't know if she had replaced Tiffany Belt because I didn't see Tiffany Belt, so I don't know if she was on the show or I might have missed it when I stepped out during Erica's comedy set. So if she did perform while I had stepped out, I can't talk much about Tiffany since I didn't see it. But I did see Mandy, and if that was her replacement last minute, you know, good choice. Mandy was pretty cool on stage. Um, um, I would say she got some good laughs in there. Not the entire room. Um, I would say she was an 8.2. We also have Christine McHugh. She did okay with the crowd. Got some good laughs. Some of the crowd. So she was also 8.2. There was also Lori Douglas. She did mention about her folks and sex and of the people in the household who would actually still have sex. Uh, I think Lori said that she's single or something, so she mentioned that in her set. So again, she also has some good laughs. Not everyone in the crowd. Um, I would say she was an 8.2 out of 10. So, and then you have the musical guest. She's also a comedian as well. So, Ksenia. Um, First time seeing her. I'm pretty glad I got to um, see her perform. She has a couple of songs. One was "Happy Birthday," so she performed that song. Um, like music wise, I would say Ksenia did all right actually. I would say she was an 8.5 out of 10 for doing a few songs of her on her album that just came out. It was very catchy. Um, she did say for some lyrics. Little Dick. Um, but she did talk about happy birthday stuff um, tied to happy birthday. Um, so yeah, 8.5 for her singing. Comedy wise, she did talk about Putin, Vladimir Putin. Um, Also, I don't know if she mentioned about if she dated older guys, but she can do pop and rap and then tell a few jokes. So the jokes wise, I would say 8.3 out of 10. Um, um, I think it was usually tied for her being Russian and Putin. Um, so yeah, overall, I like that show. I like the fact that it was just unique, and I knew some of the comics. I did get to wave at Erica. She acknowledged me, and of course, there's Laurie, and then of course, seeing Rachel. She even brought her dog Chico. That was pretty awesome. Um, I'm a very big softie when it comes to dogs and cats. So, um, so maybe down the road, different lineup. Um, See how it goes. Maybe it's at the same venue at the Hollywood Roosevelt or somewhere else in LA. But honestly, that was a good show. I had a good time. Um, I'm trying to remember if I had sliders. I might have had sliders actually. Sliders are pretty good. I was 8.5 out of 10. Staff was really nice. I think there was an English lady. Um, and they do validate parking. And I think you get some money off if you do validated parking. Um, so there's that show. Another show I went to was the Duckfoot Brewery, hosted by Alex Petit, and that was on Friday, um, the December 15th. Um, he had some good jokes. Crowd was pretty chill during this time. Uh, he did mention about being on the plane and having a secret technique as to how to secure a window seat on an airplane on a flight by simply sitting next to the window and patting the seat next to him just to kind of deter any other passengers who would want the window seat, which is like a coveted seat, basically on an air flight. So, of course, he did turn it around and said that his girlfriend could probably do the same thing, except you know it might get different results and unwanted attention. So, um, so in a way, it was funny if you think about it. Um, I don't know. Maybe just the fact that it might work with a different crowd. Because again, this crowd was pretty chill. Um, I mean, for me, I got the joke, of course, and it's kind of brave to kind of throw out some jokes like that. So, kudos to Alex. But based off of what I can tell from the crowd, I would say he was a 7.5 for his comedy that night. Next, we have Morgan Lindwall. I think it's like the third time or something I've seen him. I've seen him at Outhouse before. I've seen him at the Good Bar. Um, I think he did most likely all new jokes from what I can last remember. And crowd was pretty chill on this one, but he got some good laughs. He did acknowledge a personal trainer, beautiful lady, but with her boyfriend. And then I guess he did a little bit of crowd work with them. So, but overall, I would say um, he was about a 7.9 out of 10. Um, he was funnier at the good bar, but I didn't get the same sense at the Duckfoot show. But I did get to see him before the show started, and he had to head over. Excuse me. Had hosting duties at the Madhouse for I guess another comic. Um, so yeah, Morgan 7.9. Um, Next we have Sapna Iyer. Um, Sapna did pretty well with this crowd. She had a lot of stuff about being a doctor and her patients and trying material on her patients. And then she had her joke about the Taco Bell and cholesterol. Um, can't be seen at a fast food joint if you had just told a patient about their health problems. So, um, so yeah, she did pretty well with the crowd. Crowd liked her a lot. The crowd was starting to pick up on the laughs. I would say she was an 8.4 out of 10. Next we have Austin Trafollette, and I guess he had some jokes about blacks or something. So it was kind of about. It started heavy front based on I guess race jokes. So and then I don't know if that kind of like just, oh dang, what just happened? Ah, um, I'm actually at work. Uh, yeah. So Austin, I felt that with the chill crowd, he got some laughs, but um, it was, I think it was my first time really seeing him actually, if not open mic, but with a big crowd like that, um, I would say he was 7.8 out of 10. So then we got Andrew Parker Davis. Cool seeing him. Got to talk to him for a little bit before and after the show. Um, he did get some really cool jokes in there. Kind of had some like, kind of like smart jokes. Um, so he got some good laughs from the crowd. I would say like probably no more than half the crowd, really. But it kind of curbed for the most part. So I would say Andrew Parker Davis was 8 out of 10 for his comedy. Then we have Jarwan Nelson. Man, the guy is always funny. Talks about black speech. Um, Talking about how he was making out with a lady, but it wasn't a gum, it was a tooth. Um, I guess he had to talk about being got to be more empathetic when it comes to hanging out with women, going out with women, dating. So, but about after 10 minutes, he went into crowd work mode, and that got super funny. He had talked to the couple. One of them was the personal trainer, then pointing out the couple next to them that looks just like the guy in the other group, looks like the guy who was dating the personal trainer. So, and then just kind of like going back and forth, left and right, seeing people. He has this thing about he can see people, point things out in the crowd. So overall, that crowd work and his jokes together, I would say he was an 8.8 out of 10. Those are fun times. And then you got your headliner, Logan Guntzelman. Um, I have seen her before, and I think I've seen her at an open mic at the Madhouse. Because I remember the CVS joke. Because um, it was either open mic or it might have been at KDK's show, the shit show. So that might have been the two places where I may have seen her. Because that CVS joke in CBS, I remember that joke quite a bit. And now with this particular crowd, because it's a chill crowd, and it was going to take an extraordinary amount of effort to kind of get to crack this crowd with a lot of laughs, but I felt like it was pretty chilled. And Logan had talked about like the businesses surrounding the parking lot, talking about being in the parking lot, um, her lack of enthusiasm about sports, because she said that, mentioned a lot of stuff about LA, but then some random audience member said something about the Dodgers and Otani and a $700 million contract. And I guess she was just like, I don't know who Otani is. I guess he's a pretty good baseball player to be paid that much. Just to kind of name the obvious, but yeah. I would say, in a way, like, she had her moments. She's very stop and go with her comedy. So she'll get laughs when she stops, and then when she goes on and tells another joke or storytelling. Um, but it's jokes. The laughter was happening at the jokes that when she stops and goes, it wasn't like continuous laughing like every minute. It was probably laughs every 3 minutes or give or take. Like you know when the punchlines come in, that's when you start laughing, and it wasn't like just funny just throughout the whole time, So I would say she was an 8.5 out of 10 for her comedy. So, well, guys, I'm gonna cut it short here. Um, Next episode 151, I'm gonna talk about two other shows. Um, I went to a murder mystery comedy show at the Mic Drop on Sunday. I also went to ACC, the American Comedy Company, to see Moish Kasher. So two great shows. Stay tuned, guys. A lot of comedy to talk about, and remember to have some good fun, good comedy, good company. Watch some good action. Watch some comedy shows. And just have a good week, good weekend. It's the holidays, and don't think about the LA Chargers too much. Anywho, I'll talk to you guys later. You know the saying goes, boom. Tiggy Maximus signing off. Bye bye. All right, there, guys.